What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Breakdown. I think I've done a video like this before on this particular topic. As you guys can see, is how many pay-per-view buys do you guys feel like the Mayweather Pacquiao fight is gonna do? So I'm gonna this is right here is just another installment or a part two, if you will. So with that, I want to say. The last video I did, I didn't get a whole lot of comments, but hey, if you guys watch, definitely leave your comments in the comment box as far as how many pay-per-view buys do you feel like this fight's gonna do, because I want to get you guys predictions. Now, on the last video, on the few comments that I did get, some people were saying 3.5 million, I think 4 million. Now, I'm here to give you guys some information that me personally, I think it's going to do 5 million. If I think it was Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather did 2.5 million pay-per-view buys, and Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo did 2.2. Now you have to think that 2.5 million was mainly the hardcore boxing fans and a few of the casual fans. Now you've got people that don't even watch boxing who are going to be watching this fight on that particular night. They don't even watch Pacquiao or Mayweather, or they may just watch one or the other, and they're gonna buy this fight. So you have to think that if Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather can do 2.2 or 2.5 million, this is gonna do double that. So a double of 2.5 is 5 million. But I also want to share with you guys some other information that it really tells me something about this fight. So last week, me and one of my friends, we were out at Buffalo Wild Wings watching some NBA basketball, and then also watching the second round of the NCAA tournament. And while we were out at Buffalo Wild Wings, we called the manager over to see if we basically asked the manager, the restaurant manager, would they be showing the Mayweather Pacquiao fight. Now keep in mind, I don't plan to go to a Buffalo Wild Wings to watch Mayweather Pacquiao. I don't believe my friends planning on going to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch Mayweather Pacquiao either. But the only reason we asked this particular guy is because this particular Buffalo Wild Wings normally didn't show the fights. But he did say that it was a good chance they were going to get it. But the more important part that I want to share with you is that while I was asking him that, and while the manager was basically explaining to me, while the manager was basically explaining to us, if they were going to get the fight or not, the manager had indicated that basically they have already been getting calls from just ordinary people asking if they're going to show the fight. Now, why is that important? Some may say, okay, well, those people calling, they're just going to go up to Buffalo Wild Wings. They're not buying the fight. That's true. But think about this. It's not even April yet, and people are already calling around to restaurants trying to make reservations, trying to, basically trying to get their spot in to watch this fight. I know that doesn't necessarily lead to direct correlation of pay-per-view buys, but that right there tells me something. That right there tells me if people are already calling restaurants, then that means that you have people. You basically have, because not everybody's going to go out that night because people know it's going to be packed. You basically have people that, although cable networks have not posted the pay-per-view prices or cable, you can't officially buy the fight on cable networks until about another few weeks. That right there tells me that people, as soon as they make this fight available for people to buy, people are going to start buying. And we all know that in anything, the majority of people are not going to buy this fight until the last minute. They're not going to buy it until the last week, until the very last day, until the day of. So I thought that was that right there really gave me kind of a scope on how big this fight is. Because normally, if I do go out to a Buffalo Wild Wings to watch a boxing fight, a Mayweather fight, a Pacquiao fight, I normally don't call that restaurant maybe until the day before or the day of the fight to see if they're showing it. And I think most people do it that way too. But for this fight, people are 2 months in advance already calling. I'm telling you guys that I think this fight, pay-per-view wise, and I know not everybody's going to buy it. People are going to be out and about watching it. But I think pay-per-view buys, this fight's going to do $5 million. I mean, I know the media has been saying this is a $300 million fight. I think the media's going to be blown away by the time. I think after it's all said and done, this fight's going to bring in $500 million. $500 million. If they're charging people, do the math. Do the math. If this fight does 5 million buys and they're charging people $90 to $100 to buy per pay-per-view buy, if you do $100 times 5 million, that right there is going to put you into the 400 millions. Then you still have about 70 to 80 million dollars that's made on ticket sales, plus the advertisements from I can't remember who the beer sponsor is who won. I think it was Tecate. I think they won the bid. So if that's true that they're going to be charging $90 to $100 for people to buy this particular fight, this fight's going to do $500 million in revenue total. And so I think, like I said, if you just do the math, the media is really selling us short here. I think the fight's going to do about 5 million pay-per-view buys just based off of the I thought maybe 4.5, but based off of the information that I was received from the manager at Buffalo Wild Wings, this fight's going to do a lot more than that. And by the way, Buffalo Wild Wings in places like that, they get charged way more. They get charged about $5,000 to $10,000. They get charged about $5,000 to basically put on these fights. So just because everybody else may get charged $90 to $100, it's not the case for places like Buffalo Wild Wings, and that is also something I found out from this particular manager. So pretty much every place, Buffalo Wild Wings, Hooters, any type of bar, every place is going to be showing this fight on that particular night because they know if they don't, nobody's going to be in there. So you also have to factor that in. If they're charging those places anywhere from $3,000 all the way up to $8,000 to put on the fight, I mean, and there's a lot of bars around the United States, you also have to factor in that money as well. So I believe this fight's going to do $500 million. I believe the pay-per-view buys will be no less than 5 million buys. I may do a part 3 on this as we get closer, as I find out more information and I'm able to gauge the public response to this fight. But I thought that was very, very telling information that people are already calling in 2 months in advance to places like Hooters, Buffalo Wild Wings to make sure to basically set reservations, although those places are first come, first serve. I thought that was that right there gave me an indication of how big this fight is and how much money this fight will bring in. But how many pay-per-view buys do you think this fight will do? And then I'll add something to the question. Not only pay-per-view buys, but after it's all said and done, how much revenue do you think this fight will bring in? I'm saying 5 million pay-per-view buys, and I'm saying about $500 million in total revenue. Leave your comments. I'm out.